minute.
We need to do that, we don't really do it at a meeting, but that's what we can. Okay.
To the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much.
Ward 1, Jim Long.
Here.
Ward 2, Larry Talley.
Here.
Ward 3, Johnny Ross. Here. Ward 4, Larry Wilson.
Here.
Ward 5, Jim Moore.
Here.
And Attorney Henry Anthony.
Right. Council, you've had an opportunity to read the minutes and the financial report from the February meeting. Are there any questions? If not, we'll need a motion to accept.
I make a motion to accept the minutes and the financial report.
I'll second. Motion made in second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Do we have any full business? I don't think so.
It goes with the grants, so. Because we have to approve that.
Okay. Should be done in this. One of the contracts was,
One is HVAC, one is should be Christmas.
this is over here.
Yeah.
And, oh, this must be the two.
There's the.
You got both here.
Yeah, and there's information sheets that are going to be approved. And her needs to be approved, but not
We just need a motion to accept.
yeah, but you probably do that. Talk about the grant, so.
Okay. Whole business?
Yeah. Either one.
Okay.
Either one.
All right. Well, these contracts will be dated for today. We did receive the grant in the amount of $750,000 to update the water meters. We did a photo shoot here on March 2nd with the board members that were present, held the large checkup, which we have, and took our picture. From there, we have two contracts to be signed, one for HW Engineering for the grant, the project, and also the grant administrator contract with Gerald Consulting.
Who was the grant from, where?
The grant came from Iowa. It's the Office of Community and Rural Affairs. And that's where we got the contracts are 30 some pages, 36, I think. So I just need approval to sign both contracts.
One's for contract with Mr. Journal, and the other is a contract with HWC Engineering Company.
Correct.
I'll make a motion, we sign the contract with Chris Gerald and the contract with HWC.
Okay.
I'll second it.
Motion made and second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. And you said I have a bill.
Yeah, it is, it should be in the back of the contracts, the very last page of one page. Should be,
This,
no,
this is for, right? That's. Okay. Okay. Now, this is not to be paid
yes,
now.
no, it's not okay because it'll come out of the grant and it needs to be approved to be paid.
So we have a invoice from Gerald Consulting in the amount of $36,600, which comes out of the grant. The grant administrator was $34,100. We have remaining balance of invoice one, which was paid $21,900. And then we have $2,500 for the labor standard. So the total that we owe her in the grant, the money should be like $36,600. Need a motion to accept.
I make a motion to accept the claim.
Do we have a second? I'll second. Motion made in second. All in favor, say aye. Opposed? Motion carried. HWC, I didn't see in there.
No, it's just a contract,
Okay,
that's all I'm looking at.
so that's all I have. Okay. All right. Anything else that we have to do on that? Okay. Any other old business?
Any updates on the sidewalk project?
She's supposed to get us a contract. I talked to her today. And then they'll start going around and measuring.
Surveying.
Yeah.
Where's the sidewalk, what area are you looking at?
They're just looking at all the sidewalks.
That's why I found nothing there.
She and I walked them.
Okay.
Just to kind of get an idea of what might be needed.
Okay, I thought actually.
No, she's gonna have, I think, some college kids that are
Oh,
doing
yeah.
a survey
I remember that.
and walking to get us a map and plat and exactly where the worst ones are.
Because it works for- All right. What's the plan, that is our business, on the vehicles that you established between you two, and when you're gonna start?
So we have the one vehicle down the street from you, and then you have one other, right?
Yeah, I've been working on a couple on Kitty Street, South Kitty. Trying to get that contact information for another one right down the road, Davis Street, so it's a little bit of a,
Davis,
it's,
is it at Mike?
Nathan's house. It's right behind Conference. It's, kind of on the grading ground there, there's a black and car sitting there, so
Yeah.
I finally found her today, so I'm trying to reach her, see what she's
Oh,
doing.
yeah.
There's all houses, I think, we're going out by Hazelbluff somewhere, so. See what we're gonna do for that. I did get a hold of it, Alex Smith was trash, he's out of work right now, that's why it's piling up, but he's gonna get a dumpster here soon, so I'm gonna check back with him, he did ask for help.
Okay. So you were able to, get any information to Jeff, Winchester at Pike and Davis? He's the one that's got the Plymouth,
Yeah,
whatever,
I'll follow
Pacifica or whatever it is.
I'll follow up with you, I'll stop by.
Yeah, this is-
He wants to get rid of it, that's what he cares about.
This is still some old business, but it goes along the lines of what we've been doing and working on. We discussed it in previous meetings a long time ago. I don't think anything came to fruition on it. But I don't know if there's a contract or agreement we can do with Clinton City Court to run our ordinance tickets through. Because right now, once again, if I were for sale, buy Larry a ticket, and he says, I'm not paying. Okay, what do we do?
I don't
Or if
know.
I write fine at 37 tickets, and she says, no, I'm not paying. What do we do?
Okay. What's the procedure, Henry, for that?
I think we'll first check with Clinton City Court, see if they'll permit filing on there, and see if the prosecutor will prosecute those tickets. But are they nuisance violations?
It would be only under our local ordinances,
Yeah,
to encompass all of the ordinances that we write on. Anything under the state, of course, is going to go on to the state.
right, so if they wouldn't take that case, then that would show up on tax.
Right, which would become probably more pricey than what it's worth, if I can imagine.
Well, I mean,
If I write a $50 ordinance ticket, and we got $500 in legal fees.
we could take them on a case-by-case basis. Maybe have an option on for the state.
Right. But I think it's important that we do something with that, because, I mean, there's just no team on it.
I'll check with the prosecutor to see how they can handle that.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
And, thank you. I did get a visit from, I don't know his name, he lives at Fort and Sheriff on the corner. I know his age, he's 83. Anyway, he brought up the white pickup truck there at, Third and Sheriff. Yes, you've been there, and I think the guy was supposed to do that to his family's farm or something.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Some months ago, but
absolutely.
he brought that, he even.
Yeah. We need to go back up there the other night.
That's been ongoing for some time.
Yeah,
He cleared a lot of it out, and he told the one dude to go back to the roadway, but he still has a white pickup there, and he needs to go, so.
well, he has a black one that's loaded with stuff as well, I don't believe it runs.
Yeah, the one was supposed to be pulled back from the roadway and covered, and then the white one was going to go somewhere in Park County.
They have quite a few cars on that lot.
Yeah, they're like, 12 or something. He's got a lot of kids, and they're mainly that age. Anyway.
Yeah.
And the other property at Fourth and Kitty on the corner,
That's the one I was talking about.
we're
The
going
overlap.
up to redate that, so you can let that in. Perfect, we'll get it to you. I'm just avoiding names.
All right.
The other thing I was gonna ask, we have a nuisance ordinance on weeds and stuff. And I think also we need to figure out how we can approach, the man that has the empty lot that seems to grow up. I'm kidding. It's a tough one.
Yeah, I mean, you know how that went down last
I
time.
know.
So I think whatever Henry's suggestion for the second go around is what we need to follow. So, because it didn't fare too well last.
No, so we need to get our heads together, figure out how to address that.
The health department, of course, had a restructuring, and maybe we can reach out to them. So I'll put that on the list, I'll call them.
Okay, if there isn't any other old business, how about new business? I'll bring up, we have, and Henry's aware of this, a couple days ago. I did some research on, who owns the property on First Street, the street itself. And, I drafted a letter with some reference to state statutes about interlocal agreements with property owners that are joint. And the reason I did that, I got a rather, it wasn't a disturbing call, this wasn't a very good call, when Fairview got accused of not caring about the safety of children and how First Street was striped when they built the school, but it's no longer there. They're staying with that. So I sent a copy of that to, I believe Henry got a copy. Maybe the guys delivered it to your office, Henry. I think they did. I called us when I was in Florida. And I sent a copy to the school superintendent and also the county commission, the president, RJ Johnson. And now the school has set up a meeting for March 26th at 1 p.m. at the school to discuss the language in the letter. And come up with a solution of how we're going to split the costs or how we're going to handle the situation going forward or assist them. But that, and I have two bids here from two separate asphalt crews that can do the striping. One of them is 6,900 and the other one is 5,500. And the 5,500 is sort of made on how we're going to approach it. So I may have to go back to that beforehand, before we award something like that, to make sure that they're both quoting the same thing. So it's somewhere between those $2, 5,500 or 6,900.
What would it cover? Strike where?
First Street. If you remember, about 8 months ago, we talked about it, and Neil Costello was going to see if he could acquire a piece of equipment and maybe do it. And we didn't hear anything from him, and we pretty much just kind of put it on the back burner, but it came up as a problem. So, I listened to Henry's advice, but I kind of went a different direction. And I felt comfortable in doing it. I mean, I did a lot of research. I had a lot of documents. I had a lot of documents on the phone. I had them also printed out. It's the right way to do it.
I mean, there's either way, it's fine.
Yeah, I think it's the right way to go about it. At least we can establish it's not just somebody saying, well, you own it, no, you own it. But the way it turned out was with the documents that I got from the county through research was that the county owned it at one time, the north half of First Street where the schools are. They turned it over to the school, and now the school is the owner of the record. So the striping would be shared, the cost should be shared, let's put it that way. However, the state says that the turn lanes for a school are the sole responsibility of the school itself, not the town. So, and I had this split, so I know exactly what the terms are and what the south half, which is basically what we have. I think the town would agree to do the double line in the middle and the south and the south edge. They are costs. Say what? Anyway, that's all I got with the new business and where we're at. So if you want to put on your calendar, the board, if you want to be there at March 26th, I believe it's 1 p.m. I can see that she
Is it at school?
at the school. I told them when I sent them the letter, I needed a response by March 10th, which is today. And they did it a lot sooner.
So you let us know if it's in the superintendent's office or?
Yeah, I'll try to find it. I know she sent me. I just don't know. School board meeting. So Eric Smith will be at that meeting. John Paul Green will be at that meeting. He's the president of the board, school board. The superintendent will be at that meeting, Mike will. I believe Gary Hanner is going to be at that meeting, the attorney. And I don't know if Bruce West or any other board members will be there. I don't know what the questions are going to be, how it's going to end, how it'll come up. But that's available. Okay?
No, really, just looks to me like a very clear cut.
Sorry.
It looks to me like a lot of very clear cut.
Yeah.
It needs to be done.
It looks like.
You can see how it should be divided, I don't know what should be the big one, really.
I mean, the question may come up, who's getting the tax for the road? But there's no way I know what we're getting. I've tried to find that out, if it's just half the road or all of it.
Yeah.
And that can be what's, and that they have.
Does that mean that the right of way on their half of the road is their responsibility also? Where the stripes are all set?
What's that?
Does that mean that if you go to the center of the road, the right of way on their side is all their fault?
Yes. It's supposed to be. They own it. I'm trying to think of the future too, because there's a lot, that someday that's gonna have to be protected.
Right, that's what I was getting to
And that has an extra lane now.
The other thing is, though, who's getting the benefit of the road?
Sorry.
Who gets the benefit from the road?
Well, primarily the school. That's a good-
So that's just the state and the city of Clinton, right?
Yes.
What do we do? I'm not trying to butt into that.
No, I can tell you that back when the school was built, I went before the superintendent and asked how they were going to help support Fairview Park on repairs to the roads, since, pretty much all the roads are leading to that school. And he said, what? That was that.
That was it?
But they did pay to repay that road, because we didn't have the money at the time to do it. And I don't have an agreement where they returned it over to us.
I asked to show that to him.
So we'll have to, I have to figure it out. All right. Any other new business? Nobody? Chad, everything good with fire department?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Fire. All right. Are you doing okay with your automobile, or does the town need it? Did you ever get too tired?
I just tried.
The
windshield's cracked, but I'm, it's on the past.
You have to understand, Mike and I have been along with us combined about 50 years now, we're used to no tires.
It operates.
You know, it'd be neat if we could have a camera on every road. That would be nice.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I had car ones, I had used to e-brake and stuff.
Well, if we don't have any other new business,
I did have a question.
time what?
So we're having trouble with the semis coming down Madison Street.
There's a gentleman that lives there,
No.
is that the one?
No, there's no. They're coming across on Fourth Street with the tracks and coming down and turning at second
Where are they going?
up the highway, but they're lost. And I think it's still the same thing. They're trying to get to the plant on the other side, create boards or cement boards.
Yeah.
Is it impossible as 4th Streets are, can we put a sign up there, some kind of signage at all?
They're driving out in the
The one on our side coming towards town, can we put a sign up at all?
They're going, yeah, coming towards the.
You make a lot of signs like we get trying to have, yeah, of course,
So
but
the back porch,
Right.
it's
There's
63.
the way it cuts up, right,
It is.
but I'm thinking anything we can do there for signage, I think there's no sign, I mean, there's no signs there, like, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
Because I know we do have a semi driver that lives on Railroad Street,
Yes, you do.
and he counts parks, and that's all he does, he goes straight back out. Yeah,
She is well, that's
Right.
my question. We can look into that, but we would have to pass some ordinance and put something.
because I think, the first thing, I don't know if you would agree with signage would help.
I think what it is, they're following their GPS. Their
Yeah.
GPS isn't correct. And they're trying to get to that plant and away from that.
Them coming over those railroad tracks probably isn't much fun.
No.
Those are pretty steep for a semi.
All right, well, let's figure that out. Let's read the claims for the town, the water utility, the wastewater, and the storm.
The claims for the town for the month of March is $11,186.83. For the water, it is $18,018.57. Wastewater is $6,949.37. And stormwater is $2,346.34.
Any questions, council? This time we need a motion to accept the claims.
I make a motion to accept the claims.
I'll second. Motion made in second, all in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Next regular business meeting will be held here April 14th at 7 p.m. in this building. This time we ask for one.
What day?
Pardon me? April 14th.
No, we said 14.
I said 14th. Oh, need to move the left up. At this time, we'd like a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Motion made in second to adjourn the meeting, all in favor, say aye. Opposed?
Those stairs, kids, mom.
Yes, sir.